My name is Jesse Brigham. Today we're going to be installing some kitchen cabinets. This is my own personal property, so we're going to go through kind of putting these Project Source hickory cabinets in. Not the greatest cabinets in the world, but I'm on a budget. So yeah, we're going to show you some tips and tricks on how to put them in, and also some mistakes I made. Like I forgot the blueprints, so we're going to kind of make it up as we go. And this is my main squeeze, Clint, right here. Let's get to work. So the first thing that we're doing is discovering where the high point in the floor is. So say if I was to start my cabinets on that end, and that's actually the lowest part, and I set them tight to the floor, by the time I get around to the highest part, I'm gonna be screwed. I've done that before many times. So what we've discovered by the laser and our level is that this corner right here is the high point. So I prefer starting in the corner and working out both ways. So that's why we're gonna start with this corner, and we know that this is roughly the high point. I'm still going to shim it up a little bit, but then we're going to continue to shim along that way because it's about a 1/4 inch lower on that side, but that's where we're at. I know, it's hard wood, or that drill bit sucks, or both. And then the next part that's kind of nice is I don't have to remove any of these clamps, and I like using, some guys like using trim screws with the small heads. I like cabinet screws with these washer style heads on them. I just love the way that they work, so this is what I use. And what's nice is the heads can fit right through those pony clamps. So that one's done. And then that screw is going to be hidden. You'll never see it, ever. Now we're kind of maintaining the same gap. Like I said, I usually do one cabinet at a time, but this one we're kind of pre-assembling 2 cabinets at the same exact time. I had prints for this and I can't seem to find them, so we're kind of making it up as we go. But yeah, that's a tip right there. And then I'll do the same thing down on the bottom of the cabinet to kind of space it down at the bottom as well. Anyway, let's slide this. So this is the issue with buying in-stock cabinets at your major box stores, is the delivery guys sometimes don't really care. So we're gonna try to just patch this up and fix this, and that just is gonna be what it is, unfortunately.
Go back to census.
Yeah. So now our Lazy Susan is properly flashed so that no water can into it. There we go, we're fixed. Another tip, what I see a lot of people doing is you have your 2 thin sides of your shim. What a lot of people do is they just slide both ends in. What I like doing is you flip it, so then it makes a perfect rectangle, and then if you need to adjust it, you just slide the shims back and forth. Kind of a no-brainer, but I do see a lot of new guys, they'll take 2 of the short ends and try to wedge it versus turning it this way, and then it's square and the whole cabinet's resting on the entirety of the shim. Yeah. So we had to make a nailer on that side of the wall to be able to catch the countertop that goes on that side of the Lazy Susan. We used these pump clamps to be able to kind of jack ourselves up, kind of get us to where this face frame is completely level all the way across. I'm not going to screw that in quite yet. I'm going to get these cabinets set where I want them, and then what we'll do is we'll take our 6-foot level and run it across these face frames here to make sure that this is a straight line. We have a stove going here to break that countertop up, so it's not a huge deal if we have to follow the wall a little bit, but say there was, you know, one continuous piece of countertop, I'd want that perfectly in line with each other, which we're going to try to do. But anyway. Alright, so we ran a laser down that face frame to this face frame, and then the laser follows the face frame all the way across to here. So that's telling us that we're in a straight line even with this break in between the cabinets. It's going tight against the wall, so that's good. We gotta shim it off a little bit off the wall on that side, but so far everything's lining up the way it should. These cabinets are set exactly where they're supposed to be. Now we can transition to making that turn around the corner. Use a bigger drill bit. Where'd the other one go? Right now, we're square. Let's drop it back down. The fridge is. You go figure that out.
It's in big trailer?
Yes. So while we gotta go get some material, since this is gonna be wrapped in hickory, basically veneer. So they're gonna run and get that. So we're gonna be paused this part for half a second. And again, I wish I had my layout print because I'm kind of trying to do it off of memory. We're gonna start doing some uppers while I wait for those guys to come back. Also too, so we have a soffit that we had to build up here to be able to hide some of the ductwork. We opened this wide open. We didn't have enough interior walls to get our heat and cold air returns upstairs, so we had to build the soffit. My goal was I painted the same as the ceiling and different as the wall to try to make it disappear. I'm not a huge fan of the soffit, but it is what it is. But we have upper cabinets that are gonna go. I'm trying to determine the height of which they're gonna be at. In a perfect world, I would love to just slam them up tight to the soffit. I have 56 inches from our cabinets to the ceiling. Our upper cabinets are 30 inches, so that gives us 26 inches in between, roughly, plus the countertop, but 26 inches between our cabinets and the bottom of our cabinets and our countertop. 6 foot, exactly. That's a lot. That's basically what this next step is going to be, is be determining where I want to set the height of the cabinets and making sure that the fridge still fits in the fridge garage, and then making a determination of what I need to do for the trim part so that it does actually go up and hit the soffit. 'Cause I think that'd be the best look versus, you know, a little gap where you can stick your hand up above the cabinet. So that's next, is figuring out how high I want to set the cabinets. Tell quality difference. So I can't do that. Like up here, the metal one. So this is where those pump clamp versions are a lot more handy than that, but this will do. So the reason why I cut these kind of short is so that we can shim those up and kind of get them where we want. Right now it looks pretty good. As you can see, our laser's hitting the front and just barely touching the back. That's telling me that the front of the cabinet's leaned back and we have to shim. We can screw in tight the top and then shim out the bottom to bring it up and bring it level. So go ahead and screw your top. Pretty close. Close enough? All right. All right. Restart. So what we're doing is we're setting up the grid pattern on our laser, and we have it 1 foot off the front of this cabinet, 1 foot off the front of this cabinet, and we're able to turn the grid on. So now we know perfectly square this line. So our cabinets, this wall is perfectly square with these cabinets coming off. Sometimes on these peninsula and islands, we don't have anything to screw this cabinet to. So a good trick that I learned from my Uncle Bill was putting these blocks in the floor. So when we pick this cabinet up and set it in the hole, it lands in the space underneath the cabinet. Now this gives us a spot to screw to, and this cabinet's not gonna go anywhere once we get it screwed in. So that's a pretty good idea if you're struggling and you don't know what to do on this peninsula spot to get it tied down to the floor. This is a great solution, and we use this every single time. So far, this is updates the next day. Right now, I'm having Isaac put poles on for all the cabinets. Kind of the plan today is we're gonna make the fridge garage. That's what I call it, fridge garage. Cabinet Source doesn't sell the end panels for fridge garages, so what we're gonna do is make our own. So we're gonna be kind of creative with that and kind of making it up as I go, kind of putting together. I have an idea of what I wanna do. That's what the main focus is today, is building the fridge garage. Also, too, I'm gonna have Clint start working on making blocking for us, because our cabinets are gonna go all the way to this soffit. So we gotta put a piece of filler in and then our crown. Also, I do prefer like building my fridge garage on top of the flooring. As you can see, we don't have any flooring yet. So I'm gonna lay a piece of flooring down temporarily and build the fridge garage up off of it. I just think it looks better that way than trying to cut your flooring around the fridge garage. It's better if it slips underneath of it, and it just looks seamless and a lot easier to floor that way. We're gonna have to be kind of creative, because also the veneers did not come in a full sheet, 4x8 sheet, so we don't have one solid piece of veneer. I think we're gonna end up having 3 pieces of veneer that we're gonna have to glue and pin nail on. I'm then gonna use 1x4 or filler to kind of make some trim out of it to cover the seams. So again, today will be kind of an interesting day just to kind of see what we kind of come up with to make it look right. So that's the goal today, fridge garage. And once we get the fridge garage done, we can start doing flooring. We can do flooring now at any time, but we just got the flooring here. I'm gonna let it acclimate to the house for a little bit longer before we start laying it down. I don't think it's gonna take too much, but we're just gonna let it sit and rest and get up to temperature in here before we start laying it down. So this is the situation we were talking about, of like making our own end panels. So usually what would happen is that there's a face frame already mounted to the front of this plywood, and then it also has a veneer that matches the cabinets. Well, the Project Source ones don't come with one. So what we're doing is we're making our own. Well, the issues that we're kind of running into so far is obviously I'm gonna leave the inside where the fridge is unfinished. Nobody's gonna see it. I may paint it black or something, but I have to put a veneer on this side where everybody's gonna see it. So right now what we're doing is this will actually have a 3/4 inch face frame on the outside of it, bringing it out to the same distance as this filler. So I'm just kind of holding it here. We're an inch too high where we want our cabinet or where this to end. So I'm having Logan take an inch block. We're going to scribe it to the floor. We have a piece of flooring here temporarily where it's going to be sitting on, and then we'll mount the face frame. But then this is the other issue. They only have fillers that are 3 inches wide. I don't want to put a 3-inch filler on the front of this, we have to rip it down to what the thickness of a regular face frame is, 1.5 inches. Well, when you rip that filler, now we have a raw edge on one side. So see how this problem is cascading from one issue to another to try to finish it so that there's no raw edges. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get this right and the way that we want. So I think what we're gonna try to do is assemble this as we go, piece by piece a little bit, put it together, and then try to slap it back into the hole and see what happens. Now, Isaiah, that's better? This is a 30-inch upper, and that's what the project source had. Our fridge is 32 7/8. So we gotta add some fillers on this upper that goes above the fridge, just kind of extend it and make it work. So this is kind of what this project's been so far, is using what we got, doing the best we can, making it work. You wanna hold that one up there? So now we kind of got this built. As you can see, I think it turned out pretty good for a handmade fridge garage. We're gonna add some trim on the outside of this to kind of cover up this raw cut here. And then we got a seam in this skin that runs here. So right now it's not fastened to the floor. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna drill a hole straight down into the floor and screw up from the bottom. Normally what I do is we build big old boxes on the back side of this that we mount to. I've just ran into where I've accidentally built it too far out. Got to disassemble it, move it back in together. So we're gonna work in the opposite order this time and build a box on the back side with it in place. But now what the guys are doing is they're screwing this blocking up here for our filler and crown. So that's kind of what we're working on now. This filler is gonna go up here, and we'll be able to put a nail in it right there, but then also put a screw through our face frame into the bottom of this, trying to extend it to the ceiling, and then we'll have crown that goes from the ceiling to the face frame. So that's kind of what we're working on now, is those kind of little details on that part. So we got pretty much everything where we need to go. We got this top and this backside secured now, so that's not flopping in the breeze. Got the backside good. Now the question is how do we keep this from flopping? We're gonna try to screw it from the basement below up into it. That's the only thing I can really come up with at the moment. What about this idea, Isaac? What if we put a cleat that's the same thickness as our overhang right here, and we screwed down into the floor with it? We'll save that because we're gonna have to rip it apart anyway when we do the flooring here. Like I said, we're gonna slide our flooring up underneath and have it sitting on top rather than butting it. I just don't like doing that for some reason. So I think we'll put that cleat in after the floor is done, then we'll move it to where we need it. But at least that block's temporarily there. We got that inside wall, that laser lined up so that this panel is level, and then we'll properly level this. Looks like it needs to go a little bit more out once we do the flooring, but that's the idea there. I think it turned out pretty good, to be honest, for making it as we go. But cool beans.